In my last video, I talked about the African obsession when it comes to a male child. I also delineated this fight between XX and XY. And if you haven't watched that video, I encourage you to do so. In continuation of that video, an example came to my mind. That example is Barack Obama. Barack Obama, I believe, was the 44th president of the United States of America. I could be wrong. But he was the president of arguably the most powerful country on earth. And he only had Sasha and Malia. And we did not hear about any scandal. Zero. None. There was never a story of multiple concubines. You didn't hear him running from one skirt to another in order to produce a male child. And when I thought about him, I just could not help but to compare that to African presidents. Could you just imagine an African president not having a male child? Even if he doesn't, I'm sure he will have multiple girlfriends or women somewhere to guarantee him a male child. But just pause and think about it. That the president, the former president of the United States of America, Barack Obama, who's African, by the way, had 2 daughters. And that's it. He was content. Oh my goodness, if this was Africa. His mother-in-law will get him another wife. So that's the thing I'm talking about. If he can have 2 daughters and be content and be happy and be satisfied, why can't an African man do the same thing? Why can't we? And I'm not saying every African man is culpable, but we know our culture, we know where we come from. There's this obsession to have a male child. Do you want to know the sad reality of this? Do you really want to know the sad reality of this? Most people who obsess about having a male child to continue their lineage, to protect whatever they think they have, it turns out that they don't even have any asset to protect. Do your research. And that's why education is important. When you're thoroughly educated, when you are thoroughly educated, it is priceless. It's a gold. And rest in peace, Dr. Wachuku, the former dean of Lincoln University. He said, education is the antidote for ignorance. May his soul rest in peace. So this is important for men who abuse their women, for African men who abuse their women for lack of a male child. Leave her alone. She has no XY to give you. Leave that woman alone. She does not determine the gender of your child. She can only give you XX. I'm going to say it again. She does not determine the gender of your child. If you meet a woman 2 million times, she will still give you X. If you want a male, whenever you have sex, as a man, however you want to do it, make sure you release a Y. And I'm going to say this. Most African men whose obsession is to have a male child, they are ungrateful. They are really ungrateful. You should be grateful to God that you even got a baby. You should be really grateful to God that you have a baby. So in my next video, I am going to talk to you about a woman who actually inspired me. And this woman achieved what most men, or what a lot of men, cannot achieve. And that builds into this conversation. Because we in Africa, we live in a patriarchal society where men, unfortunately, are still seen as the superior being. And people still live with that archaic mindset that there are so many things men can do, or a male child can do, that a woman cannot do. And that fuels certain obsession for certain men to continue to push for a male child. There is a woman who inspired me when I was growing up. This woman out-succeeded a lot of men that I know while growing up. Stay tuned. Thank you for your subscription, your likes, your comments, and your support. Happy Thanksgiving.